Hey guys, what's up? So I am Jason Cody, reason of Cody Motorsports, obviously, last name. But this is my first video on the YouTube channel. So what I got here is I have a 2JZ and then a Honda Prelude right there. And so yeah, I'm the first idiot to attempt to make a 2JZ rear-wheel drive 5th gen Honda Prelude. And yeah, so I'll show you what I got going on here. So obviously we got the 2JZ. It's a GE VVTi. Guy said it had about 150,000 miles, but I will say this thing was actually very clean. We did a lot of scrubbing on the outside, but when I pulled off the valve cover, I'll show you in a second, this thing was clean. I cannot express how excited I was about that. But some people are kind of doubting me. More so about the Prelude size, how much I actually have to play with. And I'll show you guys real quick throughout all the measurements that I took, and we'll start from there. So starting with, alrighty guys, so starting with some quick little measurements. I'm not used to having to do this with one hand. So if I go from the tip of the bell housing all the way up and over, you can see I don't even have 29 inches. I'm more at like 28 and a half, but we'll just say 29 for safekeeping. Going off the head, I know I only have about 8 inches, not even that. It's hard to see, but in real life, it's about 8 inches. But let's go off of the bell housing, since that's pretty thick. I still have to obviously get everything I need for it, such as intake and exhaust, but we're sitting at 14 and a half right there. The only thing that's gonna kill me on measuring is the height. The height so far is the biggest problem, but I have ways around that. So, lock this real quick and come on over to the Prelude. Let's just say from right there. So, going very far out, 29 inches is right there. That's gonna give me plenty of room. Remember, we're still at like 28 and a half. So, plenty of room right there. Lots and lots of activities. This is definitely a little hard doing by myself, but oh well. So, remember what I said, putting it right up against there, as tight as I can. I'm only one person, don't get mad at me. Shows me 31 inches. I actually have about 30 inches. That's just over there a lot. So, in other words, I have plenty of room to do this, length and width-wise. So I guess I'll go over some of what I'm gonna be doing. Sorry about my dog. So what I'm gonna be doing is, since it's just a GE 2JZ, it's obviously got the little bit of a weaker rod setup. So I will be upgrading rods, obviously doing an NAT build. I was going to do pistons, but after doing some research, only gotta get a better head gasket. That's actually where most of the compression loss is. So I will be getting a 2mm thick head gasket. So that will land me right about where I want for my compression ratios. Alright, I'm back. Makes sense why the dog was barking and my mom called, is because I actually just got a little package. Da-da-da-da. Oh my god, it's gonna make so many things so much easier. You have no idea. But, like I was saying, compression ratios, I want those low. I want to go, not super big boost, but good amount of boost. The idea for this car is to go, I'm gonna say 500 horsepower for just the street tune, and then maybe 650, maybe even 7 for track days. This is going to be a drift car build slash street. It's going to be a complex build. It's more going to be for drifting, some track days. I want car shows. I want to go to a couple of car shows. There's one here at Lake Erie. I want to be there for next summer. That's the plan. I hope to be driving this car next year. I plan on doing a lot of the modifications to it during the winter. I'm going back and forth between doing it either today, right now, because I have the money, or next week for my rods and head gasket. It's a toss-up. Hard to decide what I want to do right away. But one thing I'm going to be doing is I will soon be doing a taking apart video. I'll be taking it apart, and then the head will go to the machine shop just to do a nice little clean deck job, just make sure it's all squared away, because the head gasket that I'm looking at getting is almost $400. Don't want to have to do that again. That's the dream. ARP head studs, Eagle rods. I plan on doing electric power steering. For now, I'll just muscle it out. No, I won't. I would not do that. But let me go back over to the car and show you guys some things that I'm going to be doing. So obviously, with doing a rear-wheel drive, the motor's going to sit like this and going to go straight back. Definite, I'm going to be cutting into my trans tunnel. And I already also started measuring everything. I want the motor to sit about an inch away from this firewall. It'll just under tuck that. And when it does all that, about 30 inches back is right about where my original shifter sits. So the shifter for the R154 trans that I want to get will actually sit in there perfectly, just right about in factory location. And the plan about this is I'm actually going to take that spindle, put it over here, this spindle over there, just swap them, so it'll actually put brake calipers towards the back, and then it'll put the steering knuckles right at the front. So the steering knuckles should roughly run right along here to the other side of it, and then I'm going to cut the center part of this subframe right out, and then I'll brace it right to the front part of it, almost making it like a K-frame. Obviously I'll have to cut part of the trans tunnel out, or make a trans tunnel I should say, but it's going to be a fun build. I hope a lot of you enjoy, and a lot of you actually keep up with this to, I don't know, maybe start a YouTube career. I doubt I'll get a lot of followings, but in my honest opinion, I think it would be awesome to even just know that 1,000 people would follow this idea and end up doing it. Another thing for the rear end, because a lot of people were asking, I am going to be getting an S1 built rear end. I don't know what diff I want to use yet. I do know that I don't want to use a CRV or any Honda diff. As good as Hondas have been to me for the past few years, I'd prefer to stay away from their diffs. I've been going back and forth of what diff I want to do. I have a lot of buddies with BMWs, so I might just throw a welded BMW diff in there for now. Not sure yet. But, so this is the first video. This is more of just talking about everything, showing you guys a couple measurements, what's going on in my thoughts. So I guess like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.